Hey man, welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. You guys know, we had the death of Vincent Jackson, played for the San Diego Chargers and played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My man recently was found, dead inside of a hotel room and whatnot. They didn't really say the cause of it. They said, well, alcoholism and chronic alcoholism and all this other kind of stuff. Guy had a nice career. Uh, Between a nice career, three-time Pro Bowler, put up some decent numbers and whatnot. He was a solid wide receiver. From what they say, solid off the field, in the community, and all that type of stuff like that. And I think one of the things that gets, and then you don't know what happens. And then I run across a thing with Ryan Leaf. Everybody got a little joke about Ryan Leaf here and there, but Ryan Leaf did play in the league, and he went through his own demons and whatnot. And a lot of people, a lot of these players, when the game is over, would have to go through a lot of this. And when you start basing a lot of things upon what the NFL does and what the NFL doesn't do, right? It is kind of shameful to an extent. I did a show a couple of so days ago, probably last Saturday, I think, and it was called "Does the team, the players make the team, or the teams make the players?" And that's the thing. And I spoke about this once before. It's like the game; these players help the game become what the game is today. Tons of money and stuff like that. But I said this, and all this. But eventually you got to go. Eventually you get traded. Eventually the game's over with, and you go and watch your business. Now I say this all the time. I've always talked about the quarterback position in the NFL, and when I talk about the quarterback position in the NFL, how they have the position is important, but the position has been completely overpaid, in my opinion. Completely overpaid, in my opinion. They throw money at a particular issue. They threw money at it. So when you throw money at it, you have obscure, very mediocre quarterbacks because they throw so much money at the position that those guys get a lot of that money at that position. How much money do these guys throw at these guys once the game is over with? Now, you got guys that have been playing this game, a lot of guys from Pee Wee League, junior high, high school, college, and pro, where they're the man and whatnot. I think one of the things that hurt me when I really got a chance to really check this out, and I seen a special years ago that ESPN, when they started doing behind the lines or whatever like that, and they talked about Ron Mix and Ron Mix was a former lineman, Hall of Fame lineman that played for the San Diego Chargers, and he was just basically talking about more or less. He was subsequently talking about concussions or like going through what you go through from a psychological from a psychological standpoint of view and from a physical standpoint of view of playing a decade or so in the game, what the trauma is like after you leave the game, as well as what you go through during the game and all that, and what goes on through your head, because that's it right there is your head. Everybody points, you got to think, you got to do this, use your head, jump outside, use your head and stuff like that. And on top of that, being tough, right? That's always a major thing that is spoken about in any sport, but definitely within the confines of football. And I ran across where Ryan Leaf was speaking about what the NFL should do. I'll take a quick listen. Some of you guys probably already heard it. Check this out, though.
I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. My NFL brothers continue to die. And nobody's doing a goddamn thing about it. I talked to another brother. He spent the weekend in a psych ward today.
Man said another NFL brother spent the weekend in the psych ward. See, these are things that's not even really being talked about or said. These guys have to be taken care of. Yeah, you give them a lot of money. They get paid a ton of money. That's because of what they've done for the game, right? But when the game is over with, go look up Reggie Williams, who was a solid linebacker, played for 2 Super Bowl teams that went to the Super Bowl, who was a solid NFL linebacker. I think he was a Brown graduate, one of them big Ivy League schools, so really smart dude. His knee, look up about his knee. And he actually went to Mike Brown and just like, man, he's working for Disney or something like that, I forget. All that to say, his knee looked like his damn knee like a freaking ham. That's what it like was on his knee. He had this, so his knee was just swelled up like that. Guy can barely walk. Now he got that from the NFL. He didn't get that from Disney. He didn't get that sitting behind a desk. Where's the compensation? Because these are injuries that was going to last a lifetime now. With NFL and the owners, oh, you're on your own. Okay? You're on your own. So that's a rough one.
The NFL just doesn't fucking care. They don't care. I mean, they'll write condolence letters and shit like that. But if they were invested, they'd actually put some money behind the Legends community and into the mental health and substance abuse side of it, and not. Once you're bad for the brand, the Shield, they could give two shits. I don't know what the hell to do. They don't get how precious life is. And then I have this fucking survivor's guilt. The top of it. You need to do something. You need to do something. Because everybody's, oh fuck. Just be part of the solution, please.
And that's touching. I mean, making little jokes about Ryan Leaf and all that. It's not even about that. It's not even about that. A lot of these guys go through a lot of stuff after the game is over, said, and done with. Now, I don't know Mr. Jackson's issues or whatever. I know he's married, got a couple of kids and whatever like that. I don't know, because a lot of them guys go through a lot of that stuff with these women. Where it's child support. They reported him missing, I think was it February 10th or something like that. Why is a man where more than 10 times out of 10, the very house where he bought with his money, with his blood, sweat, and tears, it has to go into a freaking hotel room? Okay? Go into a hotel room. What the hell is he doing going to a hotel room? I've said this time and time again. I've had my ups and downs and everything like that. And I'm not no NFL football because get all that out of there. You go through your personal stuff because that's what the media is such BS in the sense of it's like people are still people. You can call them movie stars, basketball stars, football stars, golf stars, NHL players, the whole nine. You can call them whatever you want to call it. Strip all that shit away because they're not going to be doing that forever. Strip that shit away. They got issues. They have sons and daughters that might, as later years, substance abuse, get in trouble. They go through their crap. They go through the wife doing this. They're going through divorces and stuff like that. All of this other type of stuff. When the human aspect comes in, screw all the player shit because that shit means nothing. That's your job. After the job is over, said and done with, you got to still sit up there and deal with bills. You got to still deal with taxes. You got to still deal with with possibly a nagging wife, a son going through shit, daughter going through stuff and whatnot. He has to go live in a hotel. Now, why is he got? That's like when you're with your old lady or whatever, and y'all getting in arguments. You gonna sleep on the couch? Bullshit! I ain't sleeping on no goddamn couch. Your ass gonna sleep on the couch. I'm sleeping in this goddamn bed. I be damned. But he has to end up leaving his freaking house. Same shit you see with Dr. Dre going through. But he has to go through all that. And this man ends up finding dead in his hotel room. Why is he living in a hotel room to begin with? And the NFL definitely does need to do something about this particular situation because it's ugly. See, one of the things I think I said earlier, like I said, a lot of stuff hit hard to me. When I woke up one morning back in 2012 and found out Junior Seau had messed around and killed himself, that hurt me. That hurt me simply because we're just like the same age. I think I may be a year older. He's 69, I'm born in 68. And I'm like, this guy, generational player. Love to see Seau play. Wish he would have been on winning teams and stuff like that. Love to see him play. And for him to end up, then he go all these things that he was going through. But what are you taught? You're taught to suck it up. You're taught to suck that shit up. You're a man. See, men, there's no outlet for men. And then you throw the football shit in there and all the other stuff. Throw that stuff up in there. You're taught to suck it up. I may have said something to you guys once. I remember playing in a game. And we're playing a team. And it's like we got to get these guys or whatever. And some of the backs they had, never forget it. And these guys, you know, and whatnot. The guys were cut. Daniel Marsh and Anthony Scott played at a school called Hardin, Texas. And I remember my linebacker coach, defensive coordinator, assistant coach, Coach Mason. Coach Mason actually ended up being a principal at West Orange Star, which is a football powerhouse in Southeast Texas. He said, y'all are going against grown men. Grown men. Andy Scott was 6'3", 225, and I think Marsh was like 6'2", 215. And I remember going, as we used to call it, going head up. And dude, went head up, everything. Wow, I'm like 5'5", 195 at the time. Me and my man, we train wreck. Stopped him for about a yard. All I saw was silver flakes in front of my face. That's all I saw. Now, that was me as a kid, 17, 18-year-old kid. Now, these guys have went through this stuff for years going to the NFL where the stakes are even higher. Now, you shake that shit off. Now, I had a freaking headache for the rest of the game, all until I woke up the next morning and I was relatively okay. But for after the rest of the game, but you suck it up. That's what you suck it up. You suck it up. That's why they call themselves doing all the stuff they're doing in the game now and whatnot and everything like that. As a man, though, even if you don't even play in the NFL, whatever goes down, you're supposed to suck that shit up as a man. Where's the help at? Maybe you need some assistance and some help. Maybe it ain't going the way you want it to go. Maybe you're going through some shit with your old lady, with your woman or whatever. Things with your kid or whatever, that, finances or whatever like that. You heard the different things with Andre Waters, with Wes Hopkins, with so many different NFL players. And these guys take Shane Durnett, who come from out of the Southeast Texas, out of the Orange area, out of the Golden Triangle spot. My man was a hell of a player for Bridge City and stuff like that. I'm some years older, a few years or so older than he is. But one of the top guys go to Texas and whatnot, and him having a decent career and whatnot between Atlanta and whatever. My man, I think he puts a fucking shotgun to his chest or something like that, threatening his wife, all this kind of stuff. It's got you know what I'm saying. As a man, you don't supposed to show any form of weakness if you're asking for help, and that and something somewhere along the line that has to be you got to separate that shit. Because men have feelings as well. So you got to deal with that shit. So to sit up there and to look at these things happening to these guys and like, what is the NFL doing about it? I know Mike Dicker with the, I forget what I know he's all the Legends or something like that. He was trying to, Gridiron Greats or whatever, put money behind some of them guys. I mean, you had guys like Doug Atkins and whatnot. Them guys are living in freaking squalor. These guys, known as an all-time great on these shows, he's living in squalor? How the fuck does that even happen? Why does that even happen? I'm not saying you got to take some responsibility for yourself, but at the same time, when them guys need help, what's the problem with sitting up there putting them on your team as an ambassador and paying them a couple of $1,000s a damn week or something so they can do what they need to do? No, you don't hear any of that stuff. Suck it up as a man. Do this as a man. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like somebody said, former players only facilitate because a ton of these guys see struggles, like physical substance abuse, as a weakness, and we keep it quiet. We don't want anyone to know because we live this public life. If you had a place to go where it was just your peers, just for your former players, how much money do you think they pump into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, keeping things in the museum? Imagine if there was a facility somewhere to offer support to a fragile mind of the people that laid the bricks in this league and are getting help and can live amazing lives. Those are things I think about all the time. That's something I think from coming back from Ryan Leaf. It's crazy. He said he set up a foundation for people to play to get treatment, but I'm awful at it. I'm terrible at fundraising, and every dollar that comes, I'm always trying to put it right back into to get help to somebody. We all have these thoughts. We all have imagination of what could be. But you're a $1 billion industry. There's ways to go about it that could be helpful. And I can't tell you how good it feels to service to another human being, especially a brother or peers of yours. That's incredibly satisfying. I'm like, NFL needs to do more. They need to do more. They need to do more than what they're doing. They need to do more than what they're doing. I mean, we can just go a plethora of these guys. Put this game on there, but what do I do? I'm going to just throw money at some of these guys. Now, you can throw money at all these players. All you want. But them guys will be scarred for the rest of their life. Brady, knee, Achilles, or whatever, he got to deal with that. Now, his faculties are probably all good as far as we know. But who knows? Things have to be done. Things have to be done for these guys to play this game, because when they come out of the game, they will be scarred. No matter how much you try to clean it up, it's going to still be issues. So it needs to be a place for these guys to go. And it's really no place for these guys. I've seen countless of documentaries and shit like that, and the NFL just looks the other way. The only thing they're trying to do is for that shield, on the shield. You got to do something with these guys. Not all them guys are going to go through that, but a lot of them guys was in the trenches, sit up there, hitting people, knocking people out and everything, knocking themselves out and everything like that. When the game is done with you, like I said, like Jim Brown said, the game don't love you no more. And you see guys going through this dying by yourself in a hotel room. Now they'll say, well, no, he was substance abuse. Well, why is he dealing with substance abuse? Why? Why is he out of this freaking house? They go through this type of stuff. A guy to die inside of a hotel room by himself? 38. I'm going on 53 years old. I can't even imagine that. 38. That's still in the real world. That's still a young man, and he's gone. He's gone. NFL has to do better, man. It's too much money that comes in that game for not to take care of these guys. To try to take care of the guys that need the assistance and help. Game chews you up and spits you out. Get your money. I always say that. But when these guys need assistance and help, you got to do something. Some of these guys just need some help, man. My head's not right. And when your head is not right, damn, man, what can you do? NFL needs to do better, man. They really need to do better. You guys smash the like button and whatnot. Subscribe to the page. Got any questions, anything like that, leave them down there below, man. I tell you guys all the time, there's no greatest of all time as long as time's still going on. Guys tell you all the time, numbers don't lie and get emotional, people do. But this great game that I love, it's billions of dollars being made. Y'all got to do better than that, man. NFL needs to do better than that. It's a sad day, but they need to do better than what they're doing. Guys, have a good one.